Hey guys, Ryan here at Signature Edits, and thank you so much for purchasing your gift certificate template. I cannot wait to show you how to use it. We're going to go through from beginning to end to make the whole process super simple, step by step. So whether you are using Photoshop or you don't have Photoshop and you're using the free web alternative, I'm going to show you the steps will be pretty much the same. I'm going to show you first in Photoshop, then I'm going to go into the web version and show you that because it is a tiny bit different, but not much. Alright, so before we can start editing our template, I just need to make sure that I have the correct fonts installed on my computer. If you're using a Mac, the two fonts we're going to be using today are Avenir and Baskerville, which, great news, are automatically included with Mac. So if you're on a Mac, you should be good to go. However, if you don't have those or you're on a PC, we're going to be using two free alternatives, and those are Baskerville Libre and Nanito, both of which are completely free and you can download them from fontsquirrel.com. So all I did, go into Google and I search for Baskerville download. You can see it's the second result here. Or we have Nanito font download, and it is the very first result. Simply go to fontsquirrel.com and you can always search there. So we're going to grab our fonts and just download that text file. Do the same thing with Baskerville. Head over here, download that text file, and you can see it's been downloaded here. The easiest way to install fonts is simply to go to our downloads, open those folders up. We're going to grab both of those, open, grab our text file, and we can just double click and hit install font. It's going to automatically add that to our font book. Perfect. PC is a very similar situation. You can head to YouTube, look up a tutorial if you need help with your specific version of your operating system, whatever version of Windows or Mac OS you're using. So I've added my font, and then I can head over to the Photoshop template. If for whatever reason you find Photoshop is not seeing those fonts right away, just try closing it and reopening. Sometimes it needs to do that to refresh and see the fonts. Once you open up your PSD, if you have the stock fonts, Avenir and Baskerville on your Mac, then you are not going to have to do anything else. If you're on a PC and you open up the project, it's going to prompt you to find a replacement font, so you'll simply navigate to where it says Baskerville Libre or the other one, Nanito, and then you'll be able to proceed with editing. Okay, moving on. So let's go ahead and open up our template. So I've got that here. And once you make your purchase, you'll have these 4 variations that you can choose from and download. Now, editing all of these is going to be exactly the same from template to template. All you have to realize is that 2 of them are horizontal and 2 of them are vertical. So just choose whichever works best for you. We have the full page spread, a partial page for horizontal, and then we have a dark version and a light version for the vertical. So I'm going to start off by just opening up this template, and we'll go with this horizontal one for now. I'm going to zoom out, and it will look something like this. If you have these little grids in front of you and you don't like them, you can just go up to View and then click where it says Extra. Make sure that that is unchecked, and that will hide that. Perfect. And you can see we don't have an image in here yet. We're going to have to insert our own image. That's super easy. On the right-hand side, we have our layers. Now, your panel might look a little bit different depending on how you have it set up. I'm going to reset my workspace so that you probably have the same view as me. So I'm going to go Reset, and I'm just using the Essentials view in Photoshop. So you've got your layers down here. Now, I personally don't use the stuff up here very often, so I just drag these up, or I remove them all together, and I just go Close, Close, and that makes a little bit more room so I can have more access to my layers once I open things up like this. Okay, so now that we've reset this workspace, your layers for everything you're going to edit are over here. So we have individual layers for this text and this image and this background, and you can edit and customize all of that, which is great, but it can get a little confusing if you've never used Photoshop before. So I'm going to take this really, really slow. In each of these folders, we have the layers for the front side and for the back side. So your entire template is in here. There's not 2 pages that you have to open separately in Photoshop. Here's the front page and here's the back page, and I'm showing and hiding them by hitting these little eyeballs on the left of the layer. So that's the front page. Now I'm just seeing the back side. If I want to see the front side again, I hit the little dot there and it shows the eyeball, and now it is visible. So to open up my front page group, I just hit this little arrow, and now we can access all of these layers. So if I wanted to, I could change the text here by double clicking where it says this big T. I would go gift card, right? And once I've got whatever I have typed finished, I would just click off of this little canvas area. So I'd click over here on any other layer or anywhere else. Great, now that change has been updated, and I can move it around by clicking and dragging. And to click and drag layers, you just need to make sure that you are using the Move tool. That's by pressing V on your keyboard or this little arrow thing at the very top here. Okay, so that is how you edit your text. You just double click, and type in whatever you want. Ryan's gift for you. Looks great. Now if I want to center this on the page, I can go to my move tool. Again, you press V or select right here. Then I'm going to hit Command A on a Mac or Control A on a PC, or just select all. I can do that with this select tool. That's the thing about Photoshop. There are lots of different ways to do the same thing. Don't get confused. Just find the way that works for you. You don't have to press a magic button. There's a few ways to do it, but I just like pressing Command A. It's really easy. Then I press V again, and you'll see these little icons up here that allow you to move the text wherever you want. So if I hit this, it'll center it on the page. If I hit this, it will center it vertically on the page. If I hit this, it'll go on the top. Here's the bottom. Here's the left. Here's the right. Great. So I'm going to put it right here in the center. And I can change my selection by hitting M, clicking off of this little canvas, and just selecting here. Press V again, and hit this, and now it's going to center within that selection. Now, if that was too confusing for you, don't worry about it. You can also just manually drag things around and eyeball them. It just depends how perfectly you want things centered. But again, in graphic design, it's what looks good, not necessarily what's mathematically perfect. So if you can drag it around and your eye is good, you can just do that, and you get the same result. Don't make it too hard on yourself. So that's how you edit your text and move layers around. To insert your image, it's super simple. We just double click right here, and it opens up this little rectangle in a new tab. You see how the tab is there? We can switch between our main project and this new tab. And the new tab is where we insert our background image. So I'm going to go to my images that I've got pulled up. And let's say we're doing a wedding photography voucher. I would drag this wedding image over here. And I can hold Shift, click on the corner of this image, and drag it to resize it. Then I let go of Shift, click again on the image, and drag it around to move it where I want to move it. If I need to resize it again, I'm going to hold Shift, click on the corner, and drag it up or down to resize it. Once I've got it resized, I let go of Shift, and I click and I drag it where I need to. So let's say I like it right there. I'm going to go up to File, Save, or just hit Command S on a Mac, Control S on a PC, and it has updated that. I can close this tab, and you'll see that image has now been added to this project. Now, it hasn't just been added to the front side. The nice part is it's also automatically updated to our back side. So you can see that it is in the background here on the back of our certificate. As easy as that. So for the rest of the certificate, to edit it, we are going to go to the backside group, hit this little icon to open up that folder. All of our text info is inside here. Hit that icon, and then we just double click the areas that we want to edit. So I would go in and I'd say, I think you're awesome. Now remember, to get out of this text thing, I just click anywhere off of my main project. Then I'll go to the next layer, double click on it, and let's say that this is for $2,500. And we'll make it a gift voucher instead of a gift certificate. How wild and crazy are we? Perfect. And I would go through, and you can either fill this out ahead of time and print it yourself, or if you're doing a batch of these, obviously you would go through, leave these blank, and then fill them in once you actually sell this certificate and put that person's info in there. Now, if you aren't using a specific dollar amount in your templates and you want to keep that flexible to the amount of and just put whatever amount you want in here, you can always switch this text out with something else. So I think you're awesome. And just switch it with, say, photography. Now, if I want to resize the text here, there are a couple ways to do that. The first is when I double click on this text, you can see it's all highlighted. I go up to this little text arrow, and I can hit and select whatever text size I want. So let's say that I want it to be 48 pixels. And then again, to get out of this text edit area, we just click any layer over here on the side. Great, now we can move it around. So now it's just a photography gift voucher. Or if photography looks a little silly for you, you can just go photo gift voucher, or maybe a session gift voucher, whatever fits, you know, your specific needs. So we could even do a Christmas gift voucher if you're doing this around Christmas time. Easy as pie. So we go through, we would edit the rest of this. Let's do a wedding gift voucher, and then you would enter your studio information down here. So I'd say silly example photography is a boutique tiger photo studio located in Exampleville, Washington. They specialize in unique portraits of tigers. Perfect, just like that. And I will click over here to get out of that text edit area, and then I can select and enter my email, my website, all of that good stuff. Once I am done, it is really as simple as saving both sides of this gift voucher. So I would go to my front side by hitting this eyeball again, go to File, Save. Oh, my mistake, File, Save As. I'm used to using shortcuts here. And then I would go to Format, and I would select JPEG. And I would go with Ryan's gift voucher, right? So I've got my gift voucher saved. I can save that wherever I like. And that's side 1. Then we're going to hit this eyeball to show side 2. And we can go Shift-Command-S to save some time, or File, Save As. We're going to go down, select JPEG, and Ryan's gift voucher back. Perfect. So now I have my front and my back side. I would literally just go over to Vistaprint or whatever print place you want to use, and I would upload both of those, and we would be done. It's as simple as that. Now, editing our other templates is equally simple. So all I'm going to do is open up my template, and let's do a vertical one this time, say for a family photographer. We'll go in, we'll open up this dark one. Perfecto. And the process, you can see it's the same. We've got our front side, our back side. I can open up the front and double click this image here in this little box. It will show up in this new tab. I can simply drag over my image. So we're going with a family photographer this time. Let's grab this image, we'll drag it in. And remember, we hold Shift and click and drag to resize. Then we let go of Shift and drag our image wherever it needs to go. Press Enter once we're finished resizing. And then hit Command-S or File, Save. That will update our little image rectangle, insert it into our template. And again, if this grid is bugging you, just go to View and uncheck Extras. And then to see our back, we can just click there. You've seen that the image is automatically added in, and you can edit things from there. Let's say that this image was too obvious. We wanted to make it darker so that our text showed up a little bit more. Here's how you do that. I'm going to go where it says Photo Background, and we just double click on the right here. See these little circles? Double click them. Try that again, just to the left of the little circles. And we're going to go where it says Color Overlay, and you can change the opacity of that to make it darker or lighter to have your image show up more or less. Or you can even change this color by selecting this. Just click on that little box and select whatever color that you want the back of your gift certificate to be. It's really, really quite simple. Perfect. So we've gone through. I've shown you how to edit the front and the back side of both of those templates. The other two are exactly the same. I would encourage you to save a copy of your template rather than editing the actual download you've made, so then you can always go back to the older version. So to do that, once you first open your template, you just hit Command Save As, Shift Command S, and we would save it as a Photoshop file. And I go Ryan's version vertical template. Now I have my own file, and I can make whatever changes I want to in the world. And when I save it, I won't overwrite the original template. So that's one little suggestion there. If you don't have Photoshop, let me really quickly show you how to use Photopea. It is the Photoshop alternative that you can use on the web. The process is almost exactly the same. We're going to go to photopea.com. And you'll see that things look almost exactly the same as Photoshop. Hit this little X. We'll wait for the program to load. And we've got something very, very similar to Photoshop, and the beauty is it opens Photoshop files simply by going to File, Open, or you can even drag it in here. We're going to navigate to our Photoshop template that I've downloaded here, and we'll grab our full page image horizontal version. Perfect. And you can see that it's gone through and it's automatically loaded fonts and substitutes for me. Now, if you want to load the exact fonts for this project and add fonts that aren't necessarily included in Photopea, it's really quite simple. All we have to do is open up our text editor. So we can do that just by grabbing some text here, going to where it says fonts, and then we go to load font. And we would select wherever we've downloaded the font we want to add to Photopea, and we can add that to our project. Really quite simple. Now the editing process is exactly the same. We're just simply going to go in and say a gift for fun, and we go through and say Big Bears photography. Perfect. That's our front side. To add our image, we double click here. Opens in a new tab, exactly the same. We'll go to find our image, and to insert images, all you have to do is simply grab your photo, click and drag it into your project. Perfect. To resize, we hold Shift, grab the corner of our image, and then let go when we want to, and move it around as we desire. Then press Enter. Then we're going to hit Command S or File Save. Here we go. And now that smart object has been updated and it's inserted in our template. Now to edit the backside, we're going to hit this little eyeball icon. Perfect. Our backside is revealed and you can see that it is looking pretty dark. So there's an easy way to fix that. We simply select where it says color overlay here, and we're going to double click. Move this over so I can see what I'm doing. And you can edit this to be a bright color rather than a dark color. And switch. Oh, you got to press OK instead of just exiting. And then go to blend mode, select normal. And then you can select however much you want that to cover up your image. So let's say I'm happy with it around here, and all my changes have been made. All I have to do then is go to File, Export as JPEG. You can even export as a PDF if you want, whatever you prefer. The quality difference is not going to be that noticeable. You're simply going to find that no matter what, we have sized the project for print for a 5x7 postcard, because we find that's a very convenient size for you, and it's easy to get that printed anywhere. We're going to select highest quality, 100%. Then hit save, and you can see it's downloaded there. Now we're going to go to our front side. We'll do the same thing. File, export as JPEG, 100% quality, and save. Done. Now we have both of our voucher sides, and we are ready to print. It's as simple as that. And that's really all there is to it, from start to finish with editing your very own gift certificate template. I wish you luck in using this template, and if you want to stay updated with free business tutorials and growth strategies for your photography business, make sure to head to signatureedits.com and sign up today. Make sure to subscribe, and we also offer other training and tutorials if you are interested. All right, I will leave you to it, and good luck.